Órale! Bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Martin. It is week 14, Familia. It is week 14. Estamos en vivo. It's time for Los Peekups, everybody. It is time for Los Peekups. And, well, I tell you, Familia, it is really important time. You know, it's money time, nitty gritty. If you're 7-6, you're looking at you're looking at ay Dios mío, winning, you're in. Even an 8-5, I've got an 8-5. I've got a league where I'm 8-5, and I tell you, I'm right on the cusp because there's a team that's 7-6, but they got more points than me, and they're in the 7th hole. I'm in the 5 hole, so you know what? It's time to win. Un momentito, familia. I am turning my light on so I can be a little clearer for you. Aquí estamos, aquí estamos. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Hey, we are live on YouTube, familia. So let's make sure to give us a like and subscribe, por favor. Un millón de gracias for doing that for us. Also, make sure you're following us. You got me on Twitter right there. Right there, you can find you can see it right there. Estamos allí para ustedes. So so I'm doing a little housekeeping while I'm on live, and let's see. It's time to get into the Los Peekups for the week. Not a lot of stuff going on. Okay, familia. There is not a lot of inventory available to us. But you know what? We got some players who are definitely someone to pick up. Streamer of the week. Now, this is one that's very personal to me because Taysom Hill of the New Orleans Saints. I'm actually starting him in in the league that I just mentioned, the one where I need to win to get in, to solidify my spot. I mean, I could be anywhere from 3 to 7 in that league, and so I'm looking at that one. He's rostered in 34%. Now, what you're looking at is the 101 yards rushing that he had last week on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns. He also threw for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. Familia, Taysom Hill, there's the caveat, un auxilio. There is that finger, middle finger on his throwing hand. It's looking like he's got a mallet finger situation going on. It's not quite as serious as what knocked out Russell Wilson for several games. So he's going to try and play through it. So, the one thing about him is that he throws the ball a lot less than Russell Wilson does, runs the ball a lot more. So 11 carries last week. He's in that 8 to 12 carry zone that you're going to get. And he's going up against the Jets, who are they've given up in the last 4 games since week 9. They've given up 1,311 passing yards and 11 TDs. So Familia, he could do it a little bit through the air, but he's definitely going to get it done on the run. They haven't seen a mobile quarterback of much. Only Josh Allen 1 week, but it was a game where they were pasted 45-17, so the Bills didn't have to run a lot. Let's go to the running back side. Dontrell Hilliard. So, Familia, he was on a bye last week, so maybe some of your league mates might have forgotten about him. Remember, 12 carries, 131 yards in week 12 before the bye. The Jaguars. He's going up against the Jaguars. It's a home game against the Jaguars. The Jags have allowed 100-yard rushers in back-to-back weeks in the past 2 weeks. So, Familia, he's very much high priority, 41% of leagues. Now, this next one is, it's kind of like one man's trash is another man's treasure. Adrian Peterson. So I know, Familia, don't laugh. We all saw that goal line, how he did on the goal line carry. He looks kind of slow. But the thing is, it's all about opportunity, Familia. It is all about the opportunity. And AP, maybe, he got the goal line carries. Maybe he's going to get some more on that one. 15% of leagues, Familia. That's where he is. And he also has the familiarity with the Houston defense, he took them for 40 yards on 9 carries, back in just 2 weeks ago in his last game for the Titans. The Texans did just get lit up by Jonathan Taylor. Now, I'm not putting Adrian Peterson and Jonathan Taylor in the same sentence. Maybe Adrian Peterson 10 years ago, they could have been, they could be in the same sense. But AP, if you got a need at running back, and there are teams with needs at running back, you got them there. So I got the next one is, I'm calling it the handcuff zone, Familia. Khalil Herbert, Tevin Coleman, Samaje Perine, Amir Abdullah, Kenny Nwangwu. All of those players are low rostership. But you know what? The fact remains that they are players that are handcuffs at this point. And you've got it's the fantasy playoffs, Familia. You got to make sure you're looking at these guys as possibilities just in case your guys get hurt. Just these are all teams with high, especially Khalil Herbert and Samaje Perine. Khalil Herbert backing up to David Montgomery, Samaje Perine backing up Joe Mixon. Those are players who are heavy workloads. It's kind of lead caballos, so you want to get them on your roster. Just in case, Familia. A couple of wide receivers to talk about. This is kind of leftover from last week, and I think it's because he was on a bye week. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 19 targets, which coincides with the number with his percentage of rostership, 19% on Yahoo leagues. The Packers have been looking for a wide receiver too for a while, and it's not Robert Tonyan. Randall Cobb is battling injuries. Familia, Valdes-Scantling is getting those deep shots. The Bears have been susceptible to the pass, to wide receivers, and you've also got some good matchups where the Ravens and the Vikings, both the teams who have just been ravaged by in their secondaries during the fantasy playoffs. I've got MVS on the roster that I was talking about, where I'm starting Taysom Hill. I'm also going to start MVS this week because I love that volume, and I think it's going to continue because Aaron Rodgers, you want a piece of that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Familia, this one kind of hurts me a little bit because I almost picked him up on one of my leagues where I was just decimated with buys and injuries last week. And I decided to go another direction with Zach Pascal and Quez Watkins because I like the matchup a little more. I like this matchup that he had against the Vikings. Did I expect that he was going to get 12 targets, 10 receptions, 86 yards, and the walk-off touchdown? I don't think I saw that. But you know what? This kind of smells like a breakout game a little bit. Jared Goff has been looking for someone as another target besides TJ Hawkinson. Khalif Raymond has been getting some play. Josh Reynolds, I know there's the possibility with their connection at the Rams, but remember also when it comes to Josh Reynolds, he was never the top target with the Rams. It was always Cooper Kupp. It was always Robert Woods. He was fighting with Tyler Higbee for targets. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's got the Falcons and the Seahawks on the road back-to-back weeks 16 and 17. Possibility. This is tough. He does have a tough matchup this week against the Denver Broncos at Mile High, but I'm looking at those last 2 weeks because we're thinking about getting all the way to the playoffs. So the next two are kind of related, KJ Osborne and Tyler Conklin. Osborne, a wide receiver, Conklin, a tight end. They're both related to the fact that Adam Thielen is likely going to be out this week and probably multiple weeks. High ankle sprain usually means about a month and a half out. And those 8 to 10 targets that Adam Thielen usually gets, they could be split up in some way, shape, or form between Osborne and Conklin. We saw Osborne catch a touchdown last week, 47 yards, 4 receptions on 7 targets. Conklin, he had 9 targets, 7 receptions, 56 yards. That put him as the tight end 6. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about when it comes to grabbing a tight end. So Adam Thielen could be giving some targets away at this point. One more tight end to talk about. Ricky Seals-Jones at Carolina. He's rostered in 5%. Now, a lot of people, when Logan Thomas came back, RSJ, as so many people love to call him, he got dropped. He was dealing with injuries. He's dealing with a hip injury. Now, there's no guarantee that he's back this week, but the fact that Logan Thomas got injured in the last game. Thank God, it was so good that he didn't suffer a season-ending injury. It was feared initially that it was a torn ACL. It was not. So rest in rehab, Logan Thomas, especially for that's my dynasty roster that has you on there. When Ricky Seals-Jones was the lead guy, the lead caballo when it comes to the tight end, he was getting between 6 and 9 targets in weeks 5 to 7. So there's some good possibility that this comes back to happen for him. Maybe not against Carolina this week. They've got a good defense, good secondary, but there are some games where they're the Vikings are going to have to throw a shootout a little bit. Defensive streamer of the week, our last one, Green Bay versus Chicago. The Packers are rushing 39% of leagues. They've got 28 sacks on the season and 12 INTs, and they still haven't got Jair Alexander back. Possibility, we're going to kind of follow this one, but if he is back, oh my goodness, I just will get him in your lineup. Get these guys in your lineup, because this week they're facing either Andy Dalton or Justin Fields, and both have been shaky, and it's a home game for the Packers. So Packer Nation is going to be going wild. And then they've got the Ravens, the Browns, and the Vikings during the fantasy weeks 15 to 17. This is a team that you could roster all the way through your playoffs. So very enticing opportunity. All right, familia. Eso es todo for our show. Special thanks to YouTube. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Familia FFB on there. Also, Anchor puts us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Please make sure to give us a subscription there. Really appreciate it. Also, go to our original content at familiafb.com, where I'm going to be dropping a waiver wire article in conjunction with this. In fact, a lot of times you will be able to, this article will be embedded on there if you're seeing it there. Please make sure to keep following up there, because we got original content coming to help you during the playoffs. Find me at Twitter at Jorge Martin 17. Also, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Go to Familia FFP. Buena suerte on your waiver wire this week, Familia. Make it happen. In our Familia League, it's our last waiver wire. We don't have any waivers after this week. So get your players. If you need to spend some fab, spend that fab. All right, Familia? Otra vez, muchas gracias. And remember, todos somos familia. Salud.